Hello and welcome to Pinball Reviews. I'm Luke and I'm going to be talking you through this 1998 Cactus Canyon pinball machine by Bally Williams. It's a fantastic machine. It's playable here at Special When Lit. It's quite a rare machine as only 903 were ever made, and I'm going to go into and explain the reason behind that as well in this review. As you can see from the machine, it's a beautiful looking machine. I'm going to go through some of the things I like about it, some things I'm not so keen on. First thing I've gone for there is the standard skill shot, and it's got me a million bonus just getting it on the spin there. Next thing I'm going for is that little keep out sign. It's a mine shaft, and that gives me the chance for multi-ball. Personally, my tactic in most games is to try and go for the multi-ball straight away. The reason being is I feel a bit safer in multi-ball. I get a little ball save like you do on most of the modern machines. So it just feels a bit safer straight off. As you can see, lots of different toys here. The little train, the Bart at the back there, pop bumpers, mine shaft, and there's 3 main ramps in this game as well. Also down by the flippers there's 2 little posts which will pop up and hold the ball for a gunfight scene, which we'll see a little bit later on. So, a little bit of history of this machine. Like I say, there was only 903 made. To put that into context, there was 3,500 of those Fathom machines made, roughly. About 7,000 Judge Dredds were made, and 20,000 is the sort of gold standard because that's how many Adams families were made back in 1991 as the most popular pinball machine ever made. So, why were so few made? 903. It hardly seems like any, considering how much effort goes into making a pinball machine. Well, the reason was at the time, Bally Williams they'd hit hard times. I've hit hard times as well, I've just drained. Handing over here to Ben, who's a very good player at Special When Lit. He is very good at playing a game called Whitewater, so if you want any tips on that, he's your man to ask when you're there. He's gone for the super skill shot. That's where you have to hold the left flipper in, and then when the ball comes down you have to make one particular shot. This is part of extra code that's been added to the game, and that will get you some really cool modes. There is a particular one which is called Cowboys versus Aliens, and if you get it just right on the spin, get the little spaceship, then you get a Cowboys versus Alien mode, and it starts playing a Skrillex song called, let me have a look at the song here, Bangarang, and that is just a mad mode to be playing. It's a lot of fun and it gives this a really cool sort of strobe effect. One thing to look out for, Ben, as you can see, is doing the same thing as me. He's going for the mine shaft, and then as soon as it pops out of that mine shaft, it does fly down the left and hit your left flipper. One thing to watch out for is it could bounce off that and down the inside left in lane. So the safer thing is maybe to just whack it away, but then you might miss something. Possibly a drop catch would be better, but you tell me. I'm not sure what's the best thing to do when it comes out of the left there. So I'm going to go through some things that I like and dislike about this machine. Some of the things I really like, obviously the artwork and the style. The fan layout on it, very similar to Monster Bash, Medieval Madness and Attack from Mars, all the sort of classic pinball machines which are right up there in the top 10 all-time rated pinball machines. It's got a lot of the things going for it that those machines have as well. It's a really strong theme. It's not a film theme or a movie theme, but personally I prefer those. That gives the designers a chance to really, put the style and themes in that they want rather than being tied to a film. And this has done a really good job of, showing the Wild West. So I've got the gold mine multi-ball, that's 3 balls in there now. So now I'm going to go for the ramps. That will give me jackpots, and the next thing to do after getting those jackpots is to smack it back into the mine shaft, and that'll give me the mother load, it says. So you've got something to be going for in multi-ball, and if you get a good multi-ball going you can get quite a few points, and there's a bit of a ball save as well. For me, it's the first thing to go for on this game. There are some other modes as well. If you get all the ramps and all the shots and make them all 3 times, you get a nice stampede mode, which is another multi-ball. You can see the sort of sheriff badge down at the bottom. One of the corners is lit up there, and you light up different ones as you complete different challenges throughout the game. So some other things I like about it. The flow is extremely good. Pinballers talk about flow on machines, and that means how smooth it is to play, and if you hit it around a shot, how satisfying that is to then make another shot. So it is a very smooth playing game. It does have good flow as well. They come back to the flippers quite nicely, and there's a nice big open playfield down the bottom there, so lots of places it can bounce around and make it a tricky, classic pinball experience. This one, the really cool modes, the ball's locked just on a little post above the right flipper, get a really cool animation, and then a little drop target pops up after I smack him in the face. That's the bad guy's shot, so quite pleased with that. 750,000, and then a train. That's the trouble with those drop targets, they can be a little bit dangerous. Often you hit them, the ball will bounce off and go into the danger area around either of the out lanes. So probably one of the things I'm not so keen about on this game. Other things I'm not so keen about, I suppose if I wanted to buy one, the price would be a bit of a downside because it's such a rare machine. They do command a price, and they cost as much if not more than new machines as well. Not many were made because at the time Bally Williams were focusing on the Pinball 2000 machine, so this had a shortened production run because of that. It's just made it all the more rarer and collectible since. This is the Cactus Canyon Extended Edition, which I think what that means is you get extra code, you get that super skill shot option, so if you hold the left flipper in, you can go for lots of different extra modes at the beginning. There's also some secret modes in there. There's one which is a sort of party mode, which lets you play with the flippers reversed as it does in Drunken Multi-Ball, and you have to hold your hands on either side and cross your arms over and then play that way. It's still reversed and still seems a bit backwards, but it just feels a little bit more normal for when you're playing. Otherwise it's very difficult to get used to your left flipper button flipping your right flipper, so that's a nice little feature in this one. So it's a really good party game. Next up, things that I don't like. I mean, I really like the Playfield overall. The one thing which I feel is missing out a little bit, well done for Ben to get in the multi-ball, is the train which comes across the Playfield. It seems a little bit unfinished, and you only see half the train. When you're looking at it straight on, obviously you can see the side of the train, but it's still kind of noticeable that it's, you know, cut in half and you only get half that train there. It seems a little bit odd. There must be a reason why they've not done it. Maybe it had troubles with balls getting trapped in it or something. But it just seems a shame and a little bit unfinished. It'd be nice to see like a whole plastic train on the Playfield. But you know, I'm splitting hairs here, really having a go at it. It's a fantastic machine and really good all-round game. Now, this game was designed by a few game designers called Thomas Capera and Matt Corelli. I think I might be saying that wrong. Tom was the engineer on games like Fast Break and Corvette, and has since been working on Elvira, the new one by Stern, Star Trek, and also Game of Thrones. Matt, the software developer, also worked on Safecracker, No Fear, and Star Trek The Next Generation, so the other older Star Trek from the early 90s. It's good to know the designers for games because you can get an idea of, you know, if you're going to enjoy the game. The game designers in pinball are a lot like film directors, and if you like some of their other games, chances are you're going to like the game we're talking about. So at the moment it's going down the out lane. Oh, that's a tilt. Okay, not the best play there. Tried to bounce it out, but I've lost all my bonus. It's not recommended in pinball to get tilt because you lose all your bonus and the flippers go dead, and it's going to drain in either case. But there, I was trying to save it from the out lane. Couldn't do much else about that. So this is the last ball in the game. Ben's got a little bit of a way to catch up. Let's see if he can do it. There's chances if he gets another multi-ball. Maybe he's on 4 million. He's doing Polly's Peril there, which is a mode which has started, so he needs to get all of the ramps in order to stop the train and stop her getting run over. That's the idea. You don't see an animation of her getting run over. That would be probably a little bit much. This game is a very friendly game for kids. Oh no, just says too late, so we don't see Polly get run over, so that's good. And Ben's tilt as well. Maybe the guilt of knowing that Polly got run over has got to him. A win for me. Happy days. Get on down to Special One Lit. It's a fantastic game, definitely worth playing.